It's an unbelievable day for the Indiana Fever, another step for our franchise, again, to make this the best franchise in the world.
Instant panic hits the WNBA as the Indiana Fever reveals their unstoppable plan to crown Caitlin Clark the league's ultimate star in 2025. And let's be real, it's not just Clark who's about to shine. Players like Satou Sabally and Kelsey Mitchell are set to reap the benefits too. Why? Because a $78 million investment is no joke.
So the Indiana Fever announced that they're going to open a new practice facility coming up before the 2027 season, but they're going to get their own facility now. And they showed the mock-ups online, and it's as you would expect, right? It's going to be state-of-the-art. It's going to be awesome. It's going to look cool.
The Fever sees their future in Clark and is ready to go all in to ensure she becomes the face of the league. Clark's already proven her worth, carrying her team to new heights, and now Indiana is stepping up to return the favor.
As the CEO of Pacer Sports Entertainment, I couldn't be more excited for both our men's and our women's teams to have their own standalone practice facilities. I think it's expanding our campus in a great way. It's providing them everything they need to have the best performance that they can on the court. And I think it's absolutely the right time to do it.
Meanwhile, players like Aja Wilson and Angel Reese have wasted precious time hating on Clark, with absolutely nothing to show for it. While they've been busy throwing shade, the Fever has been busy building a dynasty. With a $78 million investment, they're building a facility so advanced, it's going to make the rest of the league look like they're stuck in the Stone Age. At 108,000 square feet, this place massive. Bigger than any WNBA facility out there, and even some NBA ones. The Fever are done being overlooked, and they're making sure no one can ignore them anymore.
From all of the weight and conditioning equipment, obviously we'll have 2 full-size courts. It'll be available 24/7 for them to come and utilize it, but also just the best in recovery, the best in mental health, places for them to be able to also record content, podcasts, and other things that they may have to go off-site and waste time doing things like that. So they can really maximize their time spent focusing on their performance and not on other things.
And who's at the center of all this? Caitlin Clark. She's the type of generational talent you dream about and the kind of player you can bet an entire franchise on. She's got the skill, the mindset, and the draw to turn Indiana into a powerhouse, and the Fever are taking full advantage of it. This facility, which will be ready by 2027, is more than just a fancy gym. It's a statement. 2 full-size courts, advanced strength training zones, recovery areas, and infrared therapy rooms. It's like they've thought of everything an athlete could ever need to thrive. And they didn't stop there. They're covering all bases: mental health support, a podcast studio, and even a nail salon. The Fever are setting a new standard in how players should be treated.
This is going to be the best in class when it comes to a women's professional training facility. And not just the day that it opens, we're going to set this up and think about this as the best in class.
The Fever's plan doesn't stop at infrastructure. They're making strategic moves to surround Clark with top-tier talent. Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and now they're eyeing big names like Satou Sabally and Gabby Williams. This is about building a team that doesn't just win, it dominates. Clark is the magnet, and the Fever knows it. They're using her presence and this shiny new facility to lure the best players in the league. It's already working, and the rest of the WNBA should be terrified. Take Kelsey Mitchell, for example. The Fever showed her exactly how much she's worth with a 1-year Supermax contract at nearly $250,000. She's the 5th player in the franchise's history to earn that kind of recognition, and she's earned it. Last season, she averaged 19.3 points per game and proved that she's not just a great player, but a cornerstone for this team's future.
So we finally got the news that we expected to hear all along for Kelsey Mitchell. We finally got the news, and it is that Kelsey Mitchell of the Indiana Fever has received the core designation. Yes, Kelsey Mitchell has been cored by the Indiana Fever.
And then there's Satou Sabally. She left Dallas, and the Fever are wasting no time trying to snag her. Sabali's stats from the 2024 season are no joke: 18.6 points, 8.1 rebounds, and 4.4 assists per game. Pairing her with Clark would be a nightmare for any opposing team. The Fever also have the financial muscle to back up their ambitions, with $650,000 in cap space. That's more than enough to secure Sabali and still bring in another experienced player to round out the roster.
And then also, you're one of the top free agents in this year. So, I mean, do you have any ideas of what you might prioritize, or do you plan to stay in Dallas next season?
Yeah, I mean, I've already communicated with Dallas how grateful I am because they've made this a home for me for the past years, and I'm working with them together and finding a next home for me because I've already played my last game in Dallas.
Gabby Williams is another player the Fever are targeting. She's versatile, experienced, and a proven performer under pressure. Her ability to defend, score in crucial moments, and adapt to any role makes her an ideal fit for Indiana's vision. Adding her to the mix would give the Fever the depth they need to compete at the highest level.
Building quality depth is going to be important. You know, when you have a core three like we have, surrounding them with players who are going to, fill the roles, certainly, first and foremost, who are going to embrace the roles, secondly, and who give us the best opportunities for success by complementing what they do really, really well.
The Indiana Fever have become the most talked about team in the WNBA, and Caitlin Clark is the reason why. Since she joined, the team has experienced a mind-blowing fourfold increase in attendance. On the court, Clark's game-changing vision and precision passing make her teammates look like they've leveled up overnight. Her style of play keeps opponents in a constant state of panic, trying to guess her next move. And let's not forget her partnership with Aaliyah Boston. Together, they're rewriting the playbook for the most dominant duos in WNBA history. Boston controls the paint like she owns it, while Clark's deadly perimeter game forces defenses to spread thin. Add Kelsey Mitchell to the mix, and you've got a lineup that's already terrifying. Now imagine adding someone like Satou Sabali to form a Fab Four that combines scoring, defense, and chemistry. It's not just a team, it's a dynasty in the making.
As I've said, there's no reason why Kelsey Mitchell wouldn't want to play with the Fever. And we've basically seen the Fever posting about Kelsey Mitchell everywhere. So it's not like it's something that is unlikely, but it is going to be huge. And at this stage, it's trust the process. It's trust the organization.
Behind the scenes, Keith Porter, the Fever's player development coach, has made it clear that his goal is to turn Caitlin Clark into an unstoppable force. He's not just helping her improve, he's planning her domination. Whether it's extending her shooting range, perfecting her ball handling, or preparing her to counter every defensive scheme thrown her way, Porter is ensuring Clark stays ahead of the game. His approach is all about adaptability, making sure that no matter what opponents try, Clark has an answer.
I feel like my family, everybody's like, how's Caitlin? How's Caitlin? Oh. The first thing I tell everybody, which is super cool about her, is being so young, right? Being 22, being so young, but also being so mature, right? And it's the weirdest thing because it's almost you forget who she is because of how relaxed and reserved she is as a person. So it's until you go somewhere you're like, oh my God, the entire world wants to see you, right?
Until you see her sitting.
But the Fever aren't just thinking about today. They're building for the long haul. Aaliyah Boston's rookie deal is set to expire in 2027, and Caitlin Clark's contract runs through 2028. These timelines aren't coincidental. They align perfectly with the opening of the team's $78 million facility. By making these strategic moves now, they're locking in their stars and setting the stage for years of dominance. Even Lisa Leslie praised, "This is what investing in women looks like." This facility isn't just a place to practice. It's a game changer. It's designed to support players in every way imaginable. From cutting-edge training and recovery spaces to mental health facilities, a podcast studio, and even a nail salon, this isn't just about basketball. It's about creating an environment where players can thrive in every aspect of their lives. It's a sharp contrast to the situation at some other teams. While Fever players will be working in a state-of-the-art complex, others are stuck sharing practice courts with kids' birthday parties. The message is clear. The Fever are setting a new standard, and they're daring the rest of the league to keep up.
Do you see MVP Caitlin on the rise?
Absolutely.
I think she's ready for that. She was already top 3-4 in voting last season.
Mm-hmm.
She's right there.
She's right there.
The impact of these changes goes beyond Indiana. By investing in players, facilities, and a winning culture, the Fever are forcing every other WNBA team to reevaluate how they operate. It's about changing the game entirely. The Fever's moves are creating a ripple effect, raising the bar for the entire league. Let's take a look at what this super team could look like in the near future. Caitlin Clark running point, Kelsey Mitchell at shooting guard, Satu Sabali as a versatile forward, and Aaliyah Boston dominating the paint. That lineup isn't just scary, it's historic. They've got everything covered: scoring, defense, playmaking, and leadership. If they pull this off, they're not just aiming for a championship, they're aiming for a dynasty. And they have the tools, the talent, and the vision to make it happen.
So you like being a two-way player? Like, you like playing both ends?
I do. I really do.
Yeah. Is that always been like that?
No.
So it's new. You just started to enjoy defense.
Yeah. I feel like I just enjoy the game.
Caitlin Clark's influence goes far beyond her performance on the court. She's bringing in new fans, generating excitement, and elevating the profile of the entire league. Her ability to dominate games while driving record-breaking attendance shows why she's not just a player, she's a cultural icon. The Fever's commitment to building around her isn't just smart, it's revolutionary. What the Fever are doing is groundbreaking. They're investing in their players, their facilities, and their future in a way that challenges every other team to step up. With their combination of talent, resources, and vision, they're not just planning to win games. They're planning to change the league forever. This isn't just a team, it's a movement, and the rest of the WNBA better be paying attention. This plan is a blueprint for total domination. The Fever are sending a clear message. They're not here to compete, they're here to win. Compare that to teams like the Connecticut Sun, where players have to share their practice spaces with birthday parties and yoga classes. The Fever are showing what a real commitment to excellence looks like. They're not cutting corners or doing the bare minimum. They're going all in, and it's already paying off. If you're another WNBA team, this should terrify you. The Fever are no longer just another team. They're a powerhouse in the making, and they're not waiting around for anyone to catch up. They're raising the bar, and if you're not paying attention, you're already behind. And honestly, it's about time someone shook things up like this.